and said that that Mark Kimball had called and that Gabby had been shot, and that she doesn't have any other information. So I hung up. I had Claudia wake up her sister, and then I just couldn't believe it. You know, I told Claudia, and she was freaking out, and then I just couldn't believe it. So I got on my phone and had a look and say, "Yeah, that's Pia," and that was an incoming call, because I just was in disbelief. And then I called her back and asked her again, "What did you say?" So, at that point we, I got to call Gabby's parents, my parents, and then figure out how I was going to get to Tucson quickly.
How did you get here?
Friend's airplane. A friend of mine who owns, he has a Challenger. He was able to get it gassed up and get the pilots there before I could. I was probably, let me figure this out. So I think I got here at 2:30 to the hospital. I think I landed at 2:15. I think I took off at noon. This is Central. No, this is, would be Tucson time. When did this all happen?
11:30, right?
10 minutes past 10.
Approximately.
10. So I think I was probably airborne, probably actually in about an hour. If I came commercial, I would not have gotten here until late at night.
You live, what, 40 minutes from the airport?
Well, the airport that I would fly out of normally is almost an hour away.
Mark, I work with identical twins, and one of them said to me the other night, I can't imagine being that far away from his brother when something like this happened. Have you been able to exchange any personal messages with your brother at all?
Like calls. He called today and I didn't answer it. Usually, since he's been in space, very few times I won't answer the phone. But I was at a meeting with some of Gabby's doctors, so he called at 8:34 and I'll call back later. But you can't call up.
How's it been? You must have him here to hug you?
No, not the hugging.
You're not huggers?
Yeah.
What are your days like? What is your routine like? What time do you get here? What do you do when you arrive?
I've been getting here around 6:30. Typically, I've been leaving. I left earlier last night just because I'm typically leaving around 9 or 10. The first 3 days I didn't. Well, actually, the first 5 days I didn't leave the hospital. I was staying in the hospital. When I say leaving, I was going up to the pediatric ICU and going to sleep for a little bit. But the first 3 days, I kept track as I slept 8 hours for the photo. So Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night, all together was about 8 hours. And then I realized this is, because I'm having to sign a lot of stuff and make some decisions with regards to the treatment. Like, I can't do that, sleep deprived. So I started making sure I'm getting 6 hours of sleep a night.
What decisions have you made?
Me personally?
Yes.
Well, let me start by the doctors here. Saved her life and are incredible and haven't made any mistakes. We've got great neurosurgeons, Dr. Lamole and Marty Wine, and then Pete Ree and Dr. Freeze, the trauma surgeons. I mean, they've done everything perfectly. But there have been a couple times where they've debated whether to do one procedure or another procedure. And then we brought some people in from the outside, because I know that's what Gabby would want me to do. She's all about the team, having a good team. And I'm sure she's would have asked me at some point, so when she realizes what happened to her, was Walter Reed or Bethesda involved in any of this? So we actually had a doctor that used to be the head of neurosurgery at Walter Reed come out. And we also had a doctor from Johns Hopkins, a neurologist, that came out here. And then for some other stuff, we've had a couple doctors from the San Diego the Naval Medical Center in San Diego. So when I say decisions, specific medical decisions, so I'm not going to go into, just because, it's about her care.
What was your experience like sitting in the midst of all those cheering people last Wednesday right after having such I'm sure, an intense personal experience when she opened her eyes.
It seems like, a decade ago now, doesn't it? Seems like a long time ago. It was quite the memorial service for those 6 folks. I mean, it wasn't, I think the people that spoke did a great job capturing, so the president did a great job capturing the people. I thought he did that very well. I mean, who those individuals were, I mean, I knew Gabe really well, and just capturing what, Gabe meant to the office and the community, and the little bit that I now know about Christina Green from talking to her parents and Susie Heilman, who took her. I sat with Susie this morning for about 30 minutes in her room and talked to her again. I think he did a great job, capturing the spirit of that little girl. But I was also very tired when I was there, so it's all a big blur. All I know is the First Lady at one point squeezed my hand really hard.
When you do get to communicate with Gabby again, do you expect her to open her eyes and say, Mark, what are you doing here? Don't you have things to do?
She might wonder why all these people are here. We're trying to give her a lot of time to rest and sleep. She needs that to recover. But she's awake a lot of the time.
When she rubs your back, when she
She
smiles,
neck massage.
do you feel that is a conscious thing
Oh,
that
she
she's
knows
doing, or reflexive?
Oh, no. Absolutely. Oh, yeah, she knows I'm sitting right there. She knows it's me compared to when it's somebody else. Well, she knows it's her mother sitting there. Absolutely. I mean, there's things that she would do that she only does when I'm sitting there, which is one she'll, like, pat my face like this, which she used to do all the time. Or she takes my ring off and starts playing with it. She'll put on her finger, she'll flip it around to the other one.
Oh, so she has that much dexterity.
She'll do that. And then she'll put it back on.
Do your rings, what do they say inside?
So, if I had my glasses.
There you go.
Actually, this one, so this is the replacement from when I lost it. So this one isn't re-engraved yet, but I always have to take it off when I go flying in the T-38, because you don't want to fall off the airplane in this case people get caught and rip your finger off, because getting up on there is so hard, so you're just taking it off. It fell into my flight suit somewhere. It's probably in DM or somewhere, probably. Yeah, and hers, I'm trying to remember what it said. Functioning on very little sleep. I have it in my bag in the room.
What was your last conversation with her before?
Yeah, so she called at, I don't know, must have been within 30 minutes. I think about 30 minutes before Pia called me. She called me saying, I'm going to Congress on your corner. And I was, a little bit surprised that, she just got sworn in, and didn't take her long before she's going to be out there letting everybody say what they think. Having her staff take notes. I mean, those were very important for her, to be out there. The thing's scheduled for 2 hours, and it might go 3 hours, and she'll talk to everybody in line, make sure everybody has a chance, to get their say. I was a little bit surprised she was doing it so quickly. Because she just got, I can't remember the date of the swearing in.
Wednesday, the whatever that was, the 4th or the 5th.
Yeah.
It was Wednesday.
Yeah.
All right. So this was the 8th. So 3 days later, she's right back at it.
Did you worry about her when she did things like that, when out in public? Did you have a fear of something like this happening?
A little bit. So did she. We talked about it.
What would you say?
Well, she would say, I'm somewhat concerned that at some point somebody's going to shoot me. And I would say to her,
you know, as I'd say, Gabby, as far as I know, that you know, something like that hasn't happened in this country, and with the exception of the Jonestown thing, in 100 years. I said, I don't know of a case when that's happened. But, you know, we talked about it probably at least a dozen times. We talked about it 2 weeks ago.